Guys, Jay at enrollment charts, and I want to look at the fourth largest country sending students to the US, and that is Brazil. So, Brazil is not one of the ones we've been talking about for a while. There's good reason, but there's also good reasons to consider it as a market. So, let's take a look and see what I'm seeing. So, um, first, I'm going to start off with my trend lines page. I've got Brazil selected, and what you have here is a week to downtrend, basically like 2019. I've got a high of 23,700. I move over here to 2025, and I've got a high of 18,424. This isn't filling me with a lot of confidence, which is one of my strikes against Brazil. If I go over here to my I-94 average year to date page and select Brazil, I'm only 3% above an 11-year average, which doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. But I've got my first and that's that 16,849 students have come from Brazil so far from September to January. Guys, this is interesting. And if you like this kind of stuff, hit us up at enrollment charts, info@enrollmentcharts.com. Be happy to help you get access to the dashboard and help you talk about data and how to look at it for market selection. So, my takeaway from Brazil so far, I didn't like the trend line chart. I'm not so sure about this only 3% above an average year, but the volume is nice. Let's jump over to my ed levels. And this is when I think I have to go to Brazil if I'm a community college. So I've selected community college. I'm hovering my mouse over and I see 2,291 community college students have come over with I-94s from Brazil from September to January. That's impressive. And if it's doing a little bit above average, I'm thinking, I need more data, need different ways of slicing this. I've got to jump to my comparative page. And now I've selected Brazil as a focus country, South America as a benchmark. And you can see Brazil's not doing too bad if you look at it on a relative basis, which is what this page does to us. Now, I will tell you that 2022 high is 1% higher than that 2026 high. You get me across that 2022 high if I get up to say, what is it, 37%, 0.37. If I got to 37% on Brazil, I would say, hey, I'm going to South America. I'm going to stop in Peru, which we talked about in another video. Going to have a pisco sour, and then I am making some stops in Brazil because this looks like an underdog I want to bet on when it comes to that trend line chart that we started with. But it's got the relative strength and it's got that volume for community college as well as grad and bachelor's. I think, yeah, this is one I'd want to build some brand in. And not betting the farm on it by any means, but those are sizable numbers. It's doing well. And on a relative basis, it looks like it might just be about to enter an uptrend. So cheers, y'all. Be good. Bye.